Grand rising, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever, wherever, and whoever you are, welcome to Awakened Abundance, your go-to channel for that good feeling, high vibrational, law of attraction content. If this is your first time with us, do feel free to kick off your shoes, relax, check out the content, maybe subscribe, like, and even share the video. As always, big love and appreciation to our subscribers. Many thanks. Look forward to seeing you guys in the comment section so that we can take this abundance discussion to different levels and heights. Quick disclaimer. At Awakened Abundance, we offer no professional advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. We are simply humble students of life, sharing our journey and hopefully giving some inspirational ideas. So, with that out of the way, today's topic. I had this one on my mind for a few weeks and thought it might be interesting to talk about affirmations. Now, this might be familiar to anyone who's a student of law of attraction, or for anyone that moves in spiritual or religious circles. But for anyone who's not familiar, it would be good to kind of break it down. So, went to dictionary.com, as I sometimes do, and came with this definition of an affirmation. The assertion that something exists or is true. That's the affirmation definition. So, based on that, it also feels reasonable to suggest that affirmations can be useful tools for goal setting or dream building. One of my favorite affirmation statements is, "I am happy, healthy, and wealthy." Makes me feel good when I recite that, get ready for the day. What I did find interesting is that outside of spiritual and religious communities and law of attraction, which again, spiritual community you could argue, what's interesting is that the promotion of positive affirmations is not something that you hear much about in secular society. Yet historically, there seems to be great support for the use of affirmations. The great Stoics, Eastern philosophers, and even the Hermetic philosophers, they all seem to understand, respect, and practice affirmations. What is nice to also acknowledge is that in more recent times, modern scientific communities are starting to propose that affirmations can positively or negatively impact our bodies depending on the affirmation. Certain experts are also claiming that affirmations have an impact on our very reality. Now, I don't know about you, but I find all of that to be highly fascinating, actually quite mind-blowing, that an affirmation could have such a profound impact on our lives. Now, for some of you listening to that, it might sound a bit far-fetched. So I might be sitting there thinking, I don't know about all of this affirmation stuff. It sounds a bit woo-woo, a little bit childish, a bit of a fantasy. Well, what if I was to suggest that we all use affirmations every day, mostly unaware that we're doing it? I'm going to call out some statements in a while, just to kind of give an indication of what I'm referring to. So listen up for these statements. Some of these might be relatable, and if they're not, you'll kind of see where I'm going with these. You will never amount to anything. Money is the root of all evil. This isn't for everyone. Today's going to be a good day. I'll find a way to become successful. You wait and see. I don't know how, but somehow I think everything's going to work out just fine. Now, these are just a handful of positive and negative statements. I guess my suggestion here is that affirmations could be viewed as something weird, spiritual, esoteric, or just a series of statements that we tell ourselves in terms of feeling and becoming abundant. It does seem to be that affirmations are a deliberate practice used by some of the most successful people in the world. They use affirmations to basically help create positive outcomes in their lives. On the other side, it would seem that those who continuously practice negative statements or negative beliefs, it would seem that generally speaking, those types of people tend to have high levels of failure. At this stage of the discussion, I do think it might be a little bit misleading if I didn't sort of throw this into the mix. It's good to kind of cover your bases and be clear about things. So here goes. At Awakened Abundance, we promote taking action, especially inspired action. So by talking about affirmations, don't want to confuse anyone and give any suggestions that we're talking about just saying things and waiting for the magic to happen. Tangible abundance, it feels fair to say that this is often the outcome of having a belief and working towards it. So just for the sake of clarity, felt the need to point that out. Now that we've looked at affirmations and how they're pretty much used by everybody to some degree, I'm curious to ask how many of us are consciously using positive affirmations to promote good outcomes in our lives. I do sometimes find that I have to correct some of the things that I say throughout the day, and because I sometimes catch myself saying things that basically aren't positive when ultimately I want positive outcome. So I'll give you an example. I sometimes say to myself, or I might even say to others, that at times I have a bad memory. And even though at times I can be absent-minded, proclaiming that is almost like you're calling into being more of that. So I'm trying to be more mindful of what I say and only really claim the things that I'm striving to become. So how is everybody using affirmations? Are there those of you that have your own personal statements that you like to make, that you're striving towards? For those of you that don't have affirmations or have never consciously used affirmations, it'll be very, very interesting to see in the comment section what people affirm, and for those that don't, maybe think up some affirmation statements that they'd like to use and put those in the comment section. So that's basically what I really wanted to talk about today. It was just the idea that through consciously being aware of what we're saying and having something to work towards, the idea is that we can ultimately transform our lives through the use of affirmations and working towards the things that we're affirming. I think it's a beautiful concept, and I have to say that by using this as part of my abundance toolkit, I'm finding it to be quite interesting, even magical, because you're ultimately talking about using tools that change your reality for the better. I'd like to take this moment to say thank you very much for spending time with us. This is Awakened Abundance. Wishing you all a great day and an even better week. Thank you.